Hello, everybody. Dr. Allie here from wherejunipergrows.com. I just got kicked off a second ago, so I want to make sure that the connection is good and I don't lose you all again. Kicked me off about 3 seconds after I started, so hopefully we're good. Okay, I see some people joining. Hi. So everybody, please bear with me for the first maybe minute of my talking because this is the first time I've actually been on, Charisse is here, been on this feed, and this is completely all new faces. So I am extremely excited and extremely nervous, quite honestly, hoping that you all love the little bits of information that I have for you tonight. So hi, sweeties. I see Charisse and Tracy's on and some hearts going on. So tonight I have about 40 minutes with all of you. Hi everybody. So I'm going to try to make this really productive and give you guys some really good information to kind of chew on. Again, for people who are just hopping on, my name is Dr. Allie. I am a metaphysical life coach and a spiritual entrepreneur. I am a certified crystal healer and a certified holistic tarot reader, and I teach and certify people in both of those topics. I have an amazing sparkle tribe called Blossoms United, and I see a lot of my girls are on right now. Hello. And we love more than anything, empowering people in the field of holistic healing, specifically self-care with healing crystals, essential oils, knowing about the chakra system, and using tools like this, which I know you all love, super bad. So tonight we have a really interesting topic that we're going to cover, and I'm hoping that you guys will really click with this, and it's going to bring a lot of clarity and excitement to everybody who has not yet been able to really kind of dive into essential oils and incorporating them into crystal healing. So when I first started my crystal healing journey, it was all self-care. It was completely for my own self-care, and I actually, the first order that I ever placed was through healingcrystals.com. I have been in love with this website and this company ever since I started about, I would say, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, when I was dabbling for personal use. And now I still recommend it and love it for my students and for my team members and for my clients and for the people who join me on my website. It's where I get all my sparkly goodies. So I'm a big fan of healingcrystals.com, and I'm super proud to be here and humbled that they asked me to share this information with you guys. So tonight, I see about 30 people are on. That's awesome. All right. So tonight we're diving into a topic that is a bit of a topic that I felt needed some additional light shined on it, like high vibey light. And that was all around the kind of essential oil war that we see going on online. And there's a real kind of sadness that comes along with this, because a lot of people who haven't even started really learning about essential oils kind of start dabbling for a little bit here and there, and then all of a sudden they see all these posts that are a lot of contradicting information, a lot of people teaching one way and then a lot of other people teaching another way, and sometimes there's no coming in the middle, and there can be a little bit of negativity or a lot of negativity around it. So I know that personally, for me and for even people who are on my team, when we first started really talking about essential oils, it was something that we felt a little bit afraid to kind of really start sharing and posting about, because there's always those people who say, no, that's not right, or no, that's not how you do things. And it kind of got me thinking of why this might be, because of course we're confident in the knowledge that we know and share. So how is it that so many people are so well educated within the field of holistic healing and the field of aromatherapy, but it doesn't seem like it's very easy for everybody to come together and agree on what is really, you know, the proper way to use them, right? To put it simply. And for those of you who don't know me or who haven't taken my courses or anything like that yet, you will learn that I have a very practical, kind of simplified style for how I teach. So I'm really going to try to simplify this in a way that's going to be able to be understood by all the newbies out there. So I'm particularly using language that I hope newbies will really be able to follow and understand. So when we did some digging as far as, you know, people's contradicting information, we really found some interesting stuff out. And when I say we, I mean my girls and I, my Sparkle tribe. We do everything together. We research together. We help people together. We lift others up together. So when we really started kind of looking into this, it was very clear that we were not getting the entire picture of the field of aromatherapy. So this is where we're going now. When I first started, I thought that there was one way of doing things, the general one way of doing things. But there's actually, people say there's three main schools of thought within the field of aromatherapy, but me and my Sparkle tribe, we say 4. There's 4. And we're going to go through all of those quickly tonight and kind of let you know what they are, what their differences are. So after you walk away from this live, hopefully you're going to feel empowered and inspired to pick 1 or 2, and then you're going to be able to run with it and then incorporate it into all your amazing things like your crystal healing sessions, your self-healing sessions, your tarot sessions, all those good things that you're into. So the first school of thought within aromatherapy, and the one that is the most widely kind of known and accepted, is the more, it's the more kind of, what's the word? Can't think of the word. It's the English method. It's the English method. The English method of aromatherapy is heavy dilution, and it's the one that's, I guess, I don't want to say most popular, but it is the one that's most accepted, I guess is the word I'm looking for, accepted within the United States, and that's for a multitude of reasons. I'm not going to go into all of that, but this is the one that people tend to gravitate most to, and this is where kind of the little essential oil war begins, because this is the first school of thought, and the one that I actually study at. This is Aromahead Institute actually writes all of their courses around the English method, and the English method is specifically essential oils that are highly concentrated or highly diluted in a carrier oil and used aromatically and topically with no internal use, right? And usually no neat application. This is typically what's used within massage, reflexology, things like that. And it's the most, I view it as the most kind of well-known, what people see as the safest route to go in, okay? There's not a whole lot of concern around this. However, we get into some interesting things and interesting kind of arguments that pop up when we start looking at the next method, which is the French method. And this is where we have essential oil companies that I love, like doTERRA, Young Living. You will see that those companies also have an additional way of sharing and teaching about essential oil use, and that way is supportive when it comes to internal consumption, right? For the most part, not for every person, not for every purpose, but generally speaking, the ways that you use the French method of aromatherapy is aromatic, topical, and topical not as heavily diluted, sometimes neat application, which means you're putting it on the skin topically without a carrier oil to dilute, and internal use. Okay, so that is when, this is where the war begins, the unfortunate war begins. This is when people within doTERRA and Young Living and companies like that who support internal use start clashing, not everybody, but in general, start clashing with the more the more, not casual approach, that word is still on the tip of my tongue, but the more cautious approach of aromatherapy. Thank you. When it comes to the English method. So here is where it begins. Boop, 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 boop. And a lot of people get stuck in between. So here we are, trying to find our way, trying to figure out how we're going to use these amazing things with these amazing things, and then we get caught in the middle, and we're like, oh no, I don't want to do anything wrong. So then we get freaked out. And I'm here tonight to help you not get freaked out, okay? So those are the two main schools of thought when it comes to aromatherapy, and kind of where that thing happens, okay? So here's kind of how we can start navigating towards resolving this issue already. You can choose either, and it can be perfectly fine. There can be peace among this kind of conflict, and it comes with bringing this awareness to people that there is more than one school of thought. There's many schools of thought within aromatherapy, and I think the reason why people get nervous and get kind of freaked out and you know, start wondering, you know, if they're what they're learning is correct or not correct, and then start actually maybe pulling back and not using essential oils, is because they're unaware of really the accuracy of the information that they have. So now that we have this kind of understanding that there's two different ways right now that we can start working with, we can start resolving. And that is when we get into education, right? So I would say if you are one of those people who have not used aromatherapy yet, right? You haven't used essential oils yet, I would start out with just aromatic use. Right? Just aromatic use, no topical use, no internal use. You can put it in your crystal grids, and you can put it, you know, in your diffuser in your house. And for the most part, there's really no safety concerns that are large, right? There are some that you may not want to use in front of you know, around your children or around people who have some specific health concerns. But for the most part, you can really enjoy incorporating aromatherapy into your holistic healing sessions and into your holistic healing practice in your home office and all that stuff by aromatic use. So that, my friends, is actually another one of the methods, and that is the German method. The German method only concentrates on one use, one application use, and that is the form of aromatic diffusion. Okay, so if we have one of these diffusers, then you can use essential oils and just stick to the German method. Okay, so now you're empowered. You're empowered with words. You're empowered with your kind of personal philosophy when it comes to how and why you use your essential oils. Okay, and hopefully just this will allow you to have some language to explain to people if you know, share a post, or if you share something with a client and they don't agree with you know, what you're saying, you can say, oh, okay, this is from, you know, this school of thought within aromatherapy. Is there an additional one that you actually feel more comfortable with? Right? And then if so, you can move in that direction and support that person how they really feel like they want to be supported. Because this is all about finding what we're in alignment with, right? So those are the main three. German, which is purely aromatic use, German method. The English method, which is topical use, highly diluted, no internal use, and aromatic use. And then the French method, which can be all of those things, plus sometimes neat application, which means no carrier oil, no dilution topically, and the incorporation of internal use, right? Responsible internal use, okay? So these are the reference books that I would really like you guys to dive into if these things kind of interest you. And we still have one more school of thought, which is the most fun one, but I'll save it for last. So the first one, this was the book that I really recommend getting if that kind of more cautious approach is your cup of tea, okay? The Heart of Aromatherapy. All right, I get all these off of Amazon.com. This is a really good place to start. The second one, French method is something that intrigues you. Doesn't mean you're going to dive into it and adopt it as your method, but if it intrigues you, I really do recommend these two resources because they dive into the topic of internal use, which is the most contradictory kind of topic, and this will give you a lot of information based on that type of method of use. This is not one that I personally gravitate towards. I am much more casual in my view, right? And much more casual in my use, but this is still a very valid approach with a lot of good information. So open-mindedness is key when it comes to this, right? And allowing people to connect with and resonate with what they are meant to, practice is important. Also, this next one is also by the same author, okay? And these are both the French method. German method is mostly emotions, right? If we are putting essential oils into the air, it is eliciting an emotional response within us that's going to help us manage our mood, all those good things, right? So for that, I would say get your hands on this baby right here, emotions and essential oils, okay? This will tell you all of the basic emotions, or essential oils, right? And the emotions that they address and the emotions that they support, all that really good fun stuff, okay? And the fourth school of thought, which is my absolute favorite, and it's actually one that people don't, or I say people, but the field of aromatherapy doesn't really talk about a whole lot, and we've kind of made our own school of thought over here in the land of metaphysical science, right? All us crystal lovers, all us new agey kind of metaphysical lovers over here, we have our own school of thought, and it is vibrational aromatherapy. It is all about using essential oils with some of our favorite tools, favorite tools, even, the chakra system as a tool, right? Using essential oils as a way to balance those beautiful chakras, bring more energy, clear out energy when it comes to our etheric body. There's some things that we can do like smoke-free sage alternatives, all these things, right? If this little guy bothers you, all these things are vibrational aromatherapy. Actually bringing essential oils into your crystal healing layouts when it comes to your body grids. So personally, I have these chakra stones that I love, and I think Healing Crystals posted a picture that I gave to them earlier today on their feed featuring one of these guys. But these are one of my favorite tools to use with vibrational aromatherapy and crystal healing. So if you have an essential oil, say peppermint, and you want to work on your throat chakra, then you can grab one of these babies, a little diffuser stone, put a drop in it, okay, lay down, and then you can have your whatever kind of throat chakra crystal you're using. Yeah, this little guy. And you can actually place it inside and do your body layout like this, okay? Amazing! Essential oils and crystal healing go together beautifully. They have this kind of magical synergy that amplifies the properties of each and amplifies the experience, the energy healing experience, right? On many levels, vibrational, but also, eliciting those emotions, right? We're bringing in the limbic system as well as the energy body, and having basic knowledge of essential oils, even if you're a crystal healer, is a really good thing for your clients because they can actually leave empowered, right? With action plans that can support them energetically, emotionally, finding balance with their mental mind, and actually on a cellular level, right? With responsible topical use, internal use, if that's something that you're open to. But it's a really good action plan, a holistic, natural action plan that you can give them. A lot of people may leave your crystal healing session feeling really great, but they may look at things like this And you may be very knowledgeable and understand how to use these amazing tools, but they may not be, which is one of the main reasons why I really thought that bringing in essential oils was something that was so important, right? To empower your clients with something that they can take home and that they can read about, that they can use, that they can experience, and really get some good effects from it and benefits from it, whether or not they have an extensive knowledge of really how they work, right? We want to be there for them and make sure that they know safe practices and they have these resource books. But these are always good things to also have in mind, right? When you have a client and you're looking to support them on their journey in their time between sessions with you, right? So I do see some questions popping up, but let me see. Let me see if I can get through a little bit more of this. I actually took some notes. Whoops. Took some notes because Mama was nervous coming in tonight. And let's see. I just want to kind of make sure. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. I did want to also mention, when I say essential oils, a lot of people, and I'm saying this to make sure that you're completely supported with something that's safe and effective. When I first got into essential oil use with crystals, honestly, I didn't know what was really good, what was not really good. So I would go out to the store and I would find the little $5 bottles of lavender and I'd be super excited because I'm like, yeah, score $5 for lavender. And then I learned later, after I really didn't enjoy it, it was really kind of not something that I cared to use even after I uncapped it. I kind of put it away, shoved it in a drawer somewhere. When I was reading about it more so afterwards, I understood, oh, that wasn't essential oil. That was actually a synthetic fragrance, and that is not going to give you benefits, right? Like something that is a pure chemical constituent that is distilled from a plant and that is not altered in any way. Synthetic fragrance and a pure, unaltered chemical component of a plant, completely different. And I was kind of laughing about it for a little while because I was like, wow, I didn't know, I had no idea. So I'm going to kind of mention about why quality is an important thing to consider, especially if you're going to be bringing it in your home, any kind of use really. You don't want to be sticking a synthetic fragrance in your diffuser because then it's going to be all up in the air and you're going to breathe it in, and you certainly don't want to put it on your body, and you certainly don't want to have it internally. So I would say I am not anti any brand, right? However, I am wanting to really make a clear distinction between what a synthetic fragrance is and what an essential oil is, right? So the drugstore type thing, the corner store type thing that you're going to get for $5 that has the big warning labels with basically the skull and crossbones, yeah, you don't want to use that stuff, right? There shouldn't be any kind of, like warning, this is going to, it's toxic, like that stuff, stay away from. That's not an essential oil. Legally, they can put that into the name, which is another video in and of itself. But for what we're talking about and what we're referring to, especially if you're going to be pairing them up with your beautiful healing crystals, like that's not in the same game, right? So what you want to look for, no matter what brand you choose, there's a lot of brands out there that are really good. Obviously, I don't know if you can see obviously, but my personal brand of choice is doTERRA. But I also use and love Young Living. I'm not against any type of responsible, ethical, reputable company that produces high quality essential oils. I think that's amazing, okay? If you can find one that that you trust, right? That's a good option, and it has those labels back there. If it's a company that's supposed to be, that does give internal use options, you will see that they've got information on the back label. That is much different than a synthetic fragrance, okay? So that's the kind of thing that you want to look for, all right? Make sure that you get your hands on some good stuff. So just to kind of give you like a comparison, right? A comparison to the knockoffs, and this is going to give you an example as far as like really, what the quality difference is going to be. The knockoffs would be kind of, you know how I was playing with my crystals today, but you know how Moldavite, you guys know Moldavite, our little galactic vibey friend, right? High vibey Moldavite. And you know how annoying it is if you go on these websites and you're seeing people manufacture this stuff, right? And call it Moldavite when clearly it's man-made glass, right? Or some kind of form of something like that, but it looks very similar. So if you were to get your hands on an essential oil, right, that was not a high quality, pure grade like what I'm talking about here, then you might as well go lay down for a healing crystal session and put little beads of plastic on your body and, have a healing session. That's going to be kind of the same situation, especially when we're talking about vibrational crystal healing and vibrational aromatherapy as well, because we can feel the difference energetically too, because essential oils are very much like crystals, right? They have their own vibe, they have their own frequency, and you can feel it when you have something good, even this guy, when you have something good versus something that's like equivalent to like a nail polish, right? It's not the same. So all jokes and kidding aside, it is a very serious thing, and I do want you guys to really take seriously when you bring things like this in your home. Make sure that you do invest in the real thing, right? Which is why we shop at healingcrystals.com, right? We know where they're sourced. We can see the grade. We're going to either choose grade A or extra, at least I am, and I'm going to see that their crystal points are made from, coming from Brazil, and heck yeah, I want that. So have the same kind of attitude, right? When you're feeling out bringing in aromatherapy products too. It's that important, right? So I think that is just about it. When it comes to aromatherapy, the 4 schools of thought. So now I hope that you guys can kind of jump into this a little bit with some clarity and a little bit of a direction. Maybe if you haven't tried any kind of essential oils with your healing crystals yet, maybe start. My dog is deciding that she's going to make noise, so sorry about that. But start with one of those schools of thought. And I do kind of want to explain to you which ones are the easiest ones to go into, okay? The kind of learning curvy ones that may be easiest to kind of dip your toes in first. So I would say that the absolute easiest one to get into first, okay, is the emotional balancing, right? Emotional wellness, mood management, the German method. There's not a whole lot of learning curve with that at all. You may want to look into, what not to use around people who are pregnant. And, if there's any, pre-existing health conditions or health concerns in your household, then maybe hold off and ask your doctor before, okay? That is a very easy thing to get into, and it's very, very beneficial. The second one that I would say would be the next kind of level up in the learning curve would be English aromatherapy, right? The English method of aromatherapy. Getting your hands on this guy will give you absolutely everything that you need to know to have a really good understanding and a good solid foundation in your practice, right? Vibrational aromatherapy would be my, let's say, a little bit of a medium, kind of a little bit of a more of a learning curve, just because you're learning about the chakra system, you're learning about the energy system, and you're also going to be learning about your additional holistic healing tools like healing crystals, and you have a great resource here on this website. But if you need a book, this book is amazing. It's super easy too, super simple, easy. Oh, hold on, let's get the dog. Hold on. Whoops, come here, baby. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. She rings the bell like an annoying person when I'm on live. So there's additional things to learn when it comes to vibrational aromatherapy. The actual use of essential oils in an energetic kind of setting, or for an energetic purpose, is pretty simple. But I would say, there's more to learn, because you're going to want to dive into some extra stuff to kind of go along with your oils. And then the third one is the French method. I would say that that's the biggest learning curve that you have. But here's a big book too that I didn't mention. This is kind of brand specific when it comes to doTERRA. I do have Modern Essentials too, which may not be as brand specific, but this has pretty much everything, right? So if you just want to get your hands on like one book and you're looking at, you're looking into French aromatherapy and English aromatherapy, it doesn't have very much vibrational stuff in here. Oh, I did have a whole vibrational book I want to show you. But as far as German method, English method, French method, this beast is good. You can get that one. Here, guys. Here, this one and this one. Vibrational aromatherapy. These two babies. I don't know if you can see this. I can post all these links too, if you guys need these after. So anyway, lots of books to play with. I hope you guys like books. Okay, so to kind of pull this together, because I know that we don't have very much time left, but to pull this together tonight, I have quite a few courses, and in all of my courses, just to let you know about how versatile this tool is and how important it is to bring it into your practice and start using them. I use and teach essential oil usage in my vibrational crystal healing course, which is a CCH course, and it's going to be offered through the Healing Crystals website very, very soon. We're still setting up pages, but that will be there very soon. So that is one of the main tools, along with healing crystals, that you learn about in that course. There's also a Journey to Self-Healing and Self-Discovery course, which is a personal development course through the 7 chakras. And essential oils and crystals play a part in that as well. And then the third course that's going to be available through healingcrystals.com is the Holistic Tarot Reading Certification course that I offer. And essential oils is a part of that, as well as your pretty little oracle card decks and your tarot decks. I had this one open today, so a little messy over here, but all this stuff. And we use essential oils as mainly our support system for our clients, right? When they come in and they're real nervous, like kind of how I am tonight on here with all of you new faces. But we'll use it to help our clients in their sessions to become more grounded, more present. If they need help opening up and relaxing and all that stuff, it's kind of that go-to really, really fast acting holistic tool that I just can't not incorporate into my crystal healing or my holistic tarot or my life coaching sessions. So I think once you guys get started using them, you're going to be like, oh my God, everything is so amazing and it just clicks now. And that aromatherapy or essential oil war online is not going to scare the heck out of you now, because it makes sense, right? So if you see comments like that, if you see comments like, that's not right, and this person's fighting with this person over here about dilution ratios, you're going to be able to sit back and ask yourself, oh, okay, what school of thought is that person resonating with and using, right, and teaching? And which one is that person resonating with and using and teaching? And are they the same? And if they're not the same, then that's why. That's where the people just don't come together. And it's okay. Everything is okay. All of the schools of thought aromatherapy are beautiful. They're just different. It's like a whole bowl of fruit, right? It's a big bowl of fruit, and you just take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. And the same goes with if someone's sharing, right? You can understand them now more. If they're not in alignment with what you're doing, or they're teaching something different, you can understand why now. You don't have to second guess yourself in what you're doing, right? So I hope this is kind of an empowering thing for you guys to kind of work with and be aware of. Let me see if I can scroll up and see if we have some questions. Let me see. You guys are going to get close-up Allie now. Close-up Allie. He's a blind bat. All right. Migraines from synthetic oils. Yes, yuck. Ew. Tracy. Yes. Great info. I agree. I use doTERRA for my horses. Oh, sweet. I love that. The book names are backwards, Deb. Oh, no. I forget. Yes, I forget about that. I will, yeah, I'll add it all into the little group or the post topic so you can get all that. It's my favorite book, Vibrational Aromatherapy book. Yes, Charisse was actually on here, is the one, I believe, who told me about this book. One of my Blossoms team members did, and it's a good one. Super good. All right. Thank you for sharing your info. You're welcome. Would you recommend? Oh, Kasha essential oils. That is a brand. I'm assuming that's a brand I have never used before. I am personally I can only speak from experience with using doTERRA and Young Living. So those are my two. What would, okay, again, all right, so what would eucalyptus be good for? Again, here's kind of where the differences come into play. That really depends on the school of thought that you are into and the kind of goal that you're looking for: emotional wellness, energetic balancing, cellular function, mood management, things like that. So there's a whole lot of ways that you can use one oil, and I would probably start with figuring out what of those ways you could really use some extra support, or what areas you could use some extra support, and then grab one of these reference books that's kind of, you know, coordinating with that. So emotional wellness, grab the emotional book, vibrational wellness, all that stuff, right? So, okay. All right, I think that's about it, guys. I hope that helps, and I hope it brings a little bit of a lightness to the confusion out there. And hopefully you guys, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. I'm on Instagram at Where Juniper Grows on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook too, and I have a Sparkle Tribe, Blossoms United, so you can see all of us at blossomsunited.com. So let me know how I can help you, how we can support you, and if you're having fun with oils, I want to hear all about that too. Once you start using them with your crystal babies, you're going to stink and love it because it's amazing. All right. I'll talk to you guys super later, and I hope that you have an awesome night. Bye.